Colleen, one of the issues that I think I would like you to address with these students are actually some of the asthma basics. So right now, there's still no cure for asthma,
Right.
but a lot of students think that they can outgrow their asthma, and they assume outgrow means gone forever. And so sometimes we are the ones that have to say, well, what you're outgrowing are symptoms only, and that at any time those symptoms can resurface. I think a lot of students would like to leave their asthma back home. And a lot assume that once they graduate, they don't have to manage. They don't have to set up plans or meet with their doctor on a consistent basis. So when you talk with your students, one of the first things that we recommend that they do is sit down with their parents and talk about turning 18. What's that going to mean? Now, is that something that you cover with the students, thinking about HIPAA and the fact that they will be on their own and the parents can't be as involved? Is that...
We don't, in school counseling, address so much HIPAA. We talk a lot about voting.
Okay.
That when you're 18 as a student, student records and things like that. But it's an interesting discussion to add into the mix, in terms of what it means actually when you do turn 18.
And voting is a good way to segue right into, and something that can impact your career
Right.
or your future success at a new school is your health.
Right.
And it shouldn't. Do people die from asthma? Yes. Should they? No. And with proper management and preparation, even completing a student asthma action plan will help them start to appreciate the kind of information they should be gathering. They need to talk to their physician. One thing is turning 18 means that they're becoming an adult. So they need to ask their doctor, do I stay with you or do I need to look for a more adult-oriented asthma doctor? If they're moving out of the area, then they definitely have to talk to their physician. They have to find out if he can support the efforts in locating a new doctor and making, again, sure that it's in their network. So again, as you look back at this, one of the things that we hope that you can incorporate in with your discussion is to make this student asthma action plan and profile available and encourage the student to complete it way before graduation. An opportunity for you to work with your school nurse and making sure that the student can do this on their own. One of the other things that we recommend is as they're getting ready to move to that new location, they need to understand the types of medications that they use. Now, is this something that you talk over with them about their ability to find insurance if they aren't covered by their parents?
We do have conversations around that. Part of, as you said, turning 18, part of graduating high school is wanting to become more independent. Students want independence, but they don't always know what that means. So something like helping them get coverage, COBRA, anything that, for students who are uninsured, what that means after graduation for them. We do try to have those conversations.
Now, do you ever work with the parents coming in with the students or only with the students?
We, we welcome parent communication. We encourage parents often to, when you're allowing your child to grow and to transition to life after high school, there's a lot of skills that they need to be able to do on their own. So something like this could definitely be incorporated into conversations that we already have or encourage parents to have with their own children.
And if you don't have that opportunity with the parent, just suggesting to the student,
Right.
Have you ever made a doctor's appointment?
Right.
Have you ever called in a prescription? Have you ever gone to pick up the prescription and used the medical card? Things that they normally wouldn't think about, but they're going to have to do.
Yeah, I would speculate that a lot of them would say, yeah, I pick up my prescriptions all the time, but do they order them, like you said? Do they know how they get to the pharmacy, in terms of how do they know, how does the pharmacy know to fill it? So, and what is it? What medicines are they taking specifically? Those are interesting questions to present to kids.
Even knowing if it's the correct medication
Right.
they're picking up. One of the things that we try to encourage the students to recognize is that they can use their physician as a resource. And they can use their pharmacist as a resource regarding how do I get started, how do I transition.
I think they need to start seeing those medical personnel as people that are part of their support team. Not someone that they just go to if there's a problem, but someone that they would list as someone that they could contact if they had an issue or question or concern. And I don't know if we always encourage that. We say go to the doctor or go to the dentist or go wherever. But if they can start seeing them as a member of their team who also wants them to be successful in life after high school, that's an interesting approach to take with them, a little mindset change.
And the nice thing is once they have these support systems in place and they transition out on their own, the hard part's done.
Right.
And I know it seems time consuming, but in the long run, it's going to save them a lot of time. Instead of waiting till they're having an asthma
Right.
attack, they already know how to look at early warning signs, take their medication sooner, set up an action plan so they do get in trouble, they know the steps to take to whether it's calling support within a school, calling for support from their roommate, or going to the emergency room.
Well, that's part of becoming an independent thinker,
Yes.
something that they're ready to transition to, and something that they want to be treated more independently. And I think it's another tool that we can give to students to encourage their growth.
Well, I want you to know that you have all these resources that we're going to make available to your school setting.
I think that's a wonderful resource for us to have and to display, because when we have those kind of things, just like we have college books sitting around, employment books, career books, just those kind of things just mean it's a part of life. It's not something separate. It's just something natural that we have to have a conversation about in terms of managing yourself after high school.
Remember, an individual can outgrow asthma symptoms, however, they can resurface at any time. Students should be reminded upon turning 18, HIPAA laws prohibit anyone but the individual to be involved with health-related issues. School counselors should encourage students to connect with their healthcare team for information to begin their transition.